mix of like pride and frustration altogether after that result?
Yeah. Do you want me to elaborate?
Please.
Yeah. Oh, look, at half time there's a lot more pride than frustration, given what we needed to come back from in terms of scoreboard and how well New Zealand were playing. They were outstanding. But there's obviously frustration, probably more at 14-17 than 17 all. We had 3 chances to go ahead, and I think that would have made a massive difference. Now, when we got the penalty, it was right to take the penalty and go 17 all because the momentum was all with us, but the momentum was with us at 17-14, and that would have forced New Zealand to do something different. So yeah, they had one opportunity in the second half, they took it, and the game changed massively. We had many more, we took some of them, we didn't take that one extra that would have put us into the lead going into the last 15 minutes. So that's frustration.
I know that maybe at the end it doesn't count going towards the result, but that 30 minutes is perhaps some of the best rugby Scotland have played ever in your time, or in a long time anyway. There was a
30-minute period it took them, which was not bad as well. Yeah, look, I think it's a very different game. It was a very physical game, and for us to get the rewards, we had to be outstanding contact. New Zealand defended differently today than they have against other teams. They were more wider spaced. They were looking to jackal a lot more than they have been, and they obviously didn't want us getting to multi-phase, so we had to change, we had to be more direct, and the players did that in the second half, and that requires a lot of effort, and to clear those contacts, to get back up and carry again, and it got its rewards. It got penalties, it got scores, it got yellow cards. So yeah, a different maybe style or a different way of playing, but it shows that I don't need to say it today, we showed this a number of times, but it shows that we can be really physical with our ball carrying, our contact. Our set piece was very good today as well. But scrum wise, we probably got more out of that than the opposition. A real credit to Darcy on the tight head side, but all of the pack, and also Peter de Villiers, who works really closely with the forwards. So yeah, that change of momentum back in our favour was really pleasing to see, and that period was excellent. It was a cohesive team, and it takes time sometimes to build that cohesion, but players built it under adversity today.
What did you say to them at the end, Gregor? I mean, because as soon as you said the team don't want to be a nearly team, they've got the ability to do that.
Yeah, of course, and look, the reality is there's always a winner and loser in sport, and this is not the final game in our season, the final game in the players' careers. They've got one next week. We'd love to play New Zealand more regularly. We will play them next year, but in the new Nations Cup. So we just have to make the most of the opportunities when we get. But if we don't, then we make sure we become a better team for it. We've been a better team of defeats and victories, and even how we played from first half to second half. And there was a lot of good things in the first half, but to not have your spirit broken by being held up twice and to concede a try right at half time and come back and get to 17 all, but also just dominate all facets of play in that 20-25 minute period. It shows what the team's capable of, and we just have to make sure that over the next 2 weeks we get to build and grow together. Like, you're only here for a short period of time in November, but that's a very useful game for us for the Six Nations too, against a really quality opposition.
Can I ask about Finn and his injury? Did you see him pretty broken condition for a bit of that match?
Yeah, well, his knee was the initial injury, and I thought he was outstanding, even though he had that knee strain. And the reason we took him off, he just had an ankle too, so there was 2 injuries he was carrying. He doesn't think they'll be serious, but it's obviously too early to say. But during that period, I think just after his knee injury, he had a great 50-22. He was very physical in defence, also a big part of our attack. So we hope he'll be fit for next week. But we have to deal with injuries. Like, we lost 2 Lions going into this game, or two lines weren't available, but we've got other players that can step up.
Was there frustration, Gregor, just in terms of the nature of the New Zealand tries in the first half and the way that they came about?
And the nature of them.
Josh Lord picking up from the base of our ruck, just going straight through the middle, then going up the left. I think when we were down to 14 men.
Yeah, I think they're a quality side. I thought they played a lot more rugby than they have done in the championship today, and it made it a really open game. I think they showed in the last 20 minutes of the Ireland game that they're confident to move the ball in their own half. We took a little while to settle in defence, which was it's frustrating for us, but you can't start slowly in defence or be a little bit passive in defence against an attacking team like New Zealand. I thought we defended our line very well throughout. I thought that was a real positive, and then we grew defensively. And there's a lot for Lee and the players to take from that performance as we grew into it, as we spent more time together on the field. But yeah, we weren't I think we were just slightly off in that first 10-15 minutes.
The yellow cards, Gregor, I think Scotland just with one try from while they were down to 14 men. Is that frustrating or cause of regret that maybe that?
Yeah, look, I don't think whether it's a yellow card or not. I think that we'll look at each opportunity that we created. Two in the first half that were held up, and picture 3 in the second half where we dropped the ball close to the line. Obviously, Darcy's was very difficult. It would be an amazing finish, but the ones where we are 2 yards from the try line, those are the ones we have to be more accurate and relentless. And we showed that in our other passages we were in there, but those are the frustrating ones. You don't come away with at least one of those opportunities taken.
Gregor, did you get enough impact from the bench? The game seemed to change when their bench came on, and then you obviously went to the bench quite early, but it didn't seem to quite have the same impact.
No, I disagree with that. I think there was obviously people coming on from the bench at different times. Like, I'm trying to think, Jamie Dobie really added or kept the energy going, kept momentum going. The game sort of changed a little bit in that last. When it got to 17 all, I think the energy from both teams kind of dropped, and we were in our 22 for a long part of that final part. But not really pleased. I can picture George Turner carrying really hard, Elliot Miller-Mills carrying really hard, Rory, Josh being involved. TJ didn't get many opportunities, but no problems there.
Thank you.
Thanks.